In this game, your goal is simple: escape from prison. In Prison Escape Simulator, Dig Out, your task is to secretly dig a tunnel out of jail. Whenever the guards aren't watching, you'll need to work on your escape route. To make progress faster, you'll need to obtain better tools. Some guards might be willing to trade, and some inmates will help you out in exchange for valuable items. You can also earn extra money, which you'll use in the prison shop to buy decorations and other items that help make your tunnel less suspicious. You'll have to hide the dirt you dig up and keep your tools hidden so they won't be found during cell inspections. There's also a prison gym where you can train your character to make digging easier. You can even get your hands on dynamite, though that's probably not the most discreet method. A demo is available and has received 87% positive reviews. The game isn't expected to be very long, but it also won't be expensive. Unfortunately, there's no co-op mode. In Postapocalyptic Career Service, short PACS, you build your own delivery company from scratch in a wasteland setting. You'll transport goods and cargo from point A to B using various vehicles. But your routes won't always be safe. You'll have to watch out for bandits and mutants that could ambush you along the way. To ensure your operations run smoothly, it's important to maintain and repair your vehicles regularly. Neglecting maintenance could lead to breakdowns in the middle of nowhere, and that's definitely not something you want in the wasteland. At your warehouse, you'll handle the logistics side of things, taking orders, storing goods, and optimally loading your vehicles to carry as much as possible per trip. With the money you earn, you can expand your facilities, upgrade your business, and increase your fleet, so you won't have to return to base after every delivery. The game is inspired by titles like Mud Runner, Euro Truck Simulator 2, and Mad Max. In responding, you'll face dynamic emergency scenarios depending on the role you take on. You start as a rookie and work your way up the career ladder. In this game, you get the opportunity to play all three major emergency service roles: fire department, ambulance service, and police. As a police officer, your duties range from simple traffic stops to dealing with shoplifting and even intense hostage situations. Expect car chases, negotiations, and shootouts if there's no other way to resolve a situation. As a firefighter, you'll be extinguishing both small and large fires, coordinating rescue efforts, and saving people from dangerous situations using various technical tools. In the emergency medical service, you'll diagnose patients, administer first aid, and transport them to the hospital. Paying close attention to symptoms is crucial. If you treat someone incorrectly, you may lose them. Each role requires critical decisions that can mean life or death for civilians. You must choose who to help first, what the right treatment is, or whether to use your firearm. Since many operations involve more than one emergency service, you'll also decide when to request backup from the other departments, or even both at once. If you'd rather not be in the field yourself, you'll also have the option to coordinate operations from the dispatch center, though that might not be as exciting. I probably don't need to say much about this one. Powerwash Simulator is one of the most popular simulation games out there, and the sequel promises some nice new features. For starters, there will be new tools, attachments, and cleaning gear to help you remove grime even more effectively and satisfyingly. For example, you'll have access to a lift platform or a small gondola to reach higher areas more easily. This time, there's also a small base you can customize. You'll be able to buy furniture and decorations, which makes the whole experience feel a bit more rewarding. Not just buying a new nozzle or cleaning solution, but actually personalizing your space. And perhaps most importantly, you can now get a cat. I'm not sure whether it stays in your base or joins you on the job, but yes, you can pet cats. For the first time ever, there will be both online co-op and split-screen multiplayer, something many players wished for in the original. There are tons of war games out there, but in this one, you take care of everything happening behind the scenes: supply, planning, transport, and defending against enemy attacks. In Military Logistics Simulator, you take control of a military logistics base and ensure that all necessary supplies arrive at the right place at the right time. You assign trucks, tank transporters, or helicopters to deliver ammunition, fuel, food, or spare parts. Within your bases, you organize the flow of materials, prioritize urgently needed resources, and ensure an uninterrupted supply chain. You're also responsible for the maintenance and defense of the site. Enemy forces will try to disrupt your logistics, so you'll have to build defensive structures and keep everything running. Dynamic events aim to keep gameplay exciting. Roads might suddenly be blocked during transport, or there could be system failures, or outright attacks. If you do your job well, you'll get promoted, which increases the significance of your base and allows for further expansion. In Nightclub Simulator, you build and manage your own nightclub, with the goal of turning it into the best in the country. You start off with a rundown dive where you serve your first drinks, welcome guests, and play music to start earning money. Bit by bit, you expand the entire venue, adding features like slot machines, pole dance stages, or even kitchen equipment to serve food. You can also buy defensive tools because not all guests behave after a few too many drinks. If things get out of hand, you'll have to deal with it, using your fists or a baseball bat to kick out unruly patrons. And it's not just about alcohol. You can sell weed or mushrooms to your guests, but be prepared for unpredictable side effects. Depending on how heavily you dabble in illegal activities, you might attract the attention of local gangs. So it's important to find a balance between legal and shady income sources. One of the main criticisms is that it's hard to manage everything solo, which makes the co-op mode especially appealing. If normal bus simulators are too boring for you, then you might want to check out Galactus. In this game, you play as an intergalactic bus driver for aliens, which naturally brings its fair share of chaos. It's not just about bus malfunctions. The planets themselves are often dangerous due to hostile flora and fauna. That's why, in this simulator, you're also equipped with weapons to defend against potential threats. Your main task is, of course, to safely transport passengers from point A to B. But these alien passengers are not exactly self-reliant. If they find it too hard to walk to the bus stop, you have to carry them. Sometimes they catch on fire or they cause chaos themselves. The more passengers you deliver safely, the more money you earn. So it's not just about driving well. You'll have to manage everything around the journey too. Co-op play is highly recommended, as the game is said to be most fun with others. In Gold Mining Simulator 2, you take on the role of a gold prospector who works his way up from humble beginnings to high-tech operations, either solo or in co-op. You start in a very traditional way, using shovels and sluices to extract your first gold flakes from the earth. Since that's quite tedious, you'll quickly invest your earned money into upgrades to make the whole thing profitable. You can buy new equipment and vehicles. As the game progresses, you'll gain access to various machines, from small excavators to massive wash plants. Each machine can be upgraded and must also be actively maintained. That includes oil changes, repairs, and tire replacements. If you ignore maintenance, your mining operation can grind to a halt. To keep things organized, you'll build storage areas, shelters, and other facilities. This reduces wear and tear on your machines and helps you keep an eye on your resources. What sets this game apart from its predecessor is improved physics and a new dynamic weather system. Rain and storms can interfere with your work if you're not careful. The entire terrain is terraformable, meaning you can shape the environment to your needs. If you mix a water park with total chaos, you get Water Park Simulator. At its core, you're supposed to build a profitable water park with pools, slides, and attractions to draw in lots of guests. But you're also free to do some rather questionable things. You can shove guests, blast them with overpowered water guns, or even throw feces at them. Yeah, this one doesn't take itself too seriously. Still, there's real gameplay depth underneath the madness. In addition to designing and expanding your water park, you'll also need to handle purchasing supplies and marketing. You can even leave the park to go shopping in various stores and promote your business. If someone doesn't want your flyer, you can just push them too. Within the park, you'll take on multiple roles. Sell tickets at the entrance, serve food at your stands, perform maintenance, and even act as a lifeguard, jumping into the pool if a guest is in danger. So while you can treat guests terribly, it's a balancing act. In Oil Rig Simulator, you begin your new job as the head of an oil platform, where you not only have to manage operations but also actively pitch in. Whether it's operating a crane, maintaining and repairing the entire facility, or transporting goods, you have to get involved in everything and handle all aspects, including underwater work and crew support. But the game goes far beyond manual labor. You're also responsible for the strategic development of your platform, which means you can expand the rig, build new areas, or more efficient production chains. Each expansion offers new opportunities, but also additional risks. And that's where things get really interesting. In Oil Rig Simulator, you'll regularly face decisions with massive consequences. For example, if you order urgently needed spare parts too late or ignore warning messages, This can lead to system failures, production stops, or emergencies like fires. In such cases, you'll have to evacuate your crew and yourself to prevent the worst, and afterward figure out how to recover from the disaster. The game offers various perspectives, both first-person view where you repair, dive, and work, and a top-down view so you can oversee the entire facility without having to run through it to detect potential damage.